Here was old Dr. H. You know, Jesus said quite a few things in the Bible that sometimes were mysterious things that were hard to understand until you really take a look at the reality that goes with it. Many times it say, for example, be wise as a serpent, but harmless, as a dove. I've got several doves here, and they like to coo and make their sounds and everything else, and love being around them. But sometimes, I feel like one of these birds that I just don't quite understand everything that God has. And so sometimes I just ask him, Lord, what did you probably really mean by that? So when he told the disciples, he said, if you had the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, little tiny mustard seed, you could speak to that mountain, and that mountain would move itself. Well, the fact is, and many times you tell them, it's not that you and I need to increase our faith. No matter how much faith we got, we could never be a God that has a faith that could actually speak and move a mountain. His faith was if he spoke it, he knew it would happen because he had the power to back it up. What he was teaching the disciples was this, is not to go out and acquire more faith, because I believe they believed in him, and they watched him walk on water. They watched him, feed 5,000 men and women and children, and they seemed to, turn water into wine. They knew he could do anything, right? But they could not do any of those miracles whatsoever. Why? Because we're not God. And so what he was saying is, if you had the faith to speak to that mountain and move it, you don't, but I do. He was telling them, you need to put your trust in a God who has a faith that when he speaks, he moves mountains. He makes creations. So rather than getting discouraged thinking that maybe things aren't going your way and you're not in the blessings of God like you'd like to be, sometimes it's just this world is rough. It's tough. And sometimes things don't work out the way we want them to. His ways is not our ways. And I sure don't understand everything. I don't understand why all the heartache and the bitterness and the unforgiveness is out there. But I do know this. I know that if you have enough of Jesus to save you, you have enough of Jesus to change you. The same power that he would use to move that mountain that lives in him is the same power that he has because he lives in you. And if he can move a mountain, I think he can move a heart. He can move a decision. But you got to be willing to put your faith and trust in the God that can move a mountain. So don't be discouraged. Be encouraged. Just from this moment on, put all your faith in Jesus Christ. My favorite verses are Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. We're not to lean under our own understanding. We know that. That's my job, right? But Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, verse 6 says that we're to trust God with all of our heart, And whenever we do that, we live in such a way that we're just trusting God. We don't have the answers. We can't figure it all out, but we know God can. So I put my faith into a God. I'm going to acknowledge him, and then I'm going to let God do his part. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. H, and I hope and pray that you'll be lifted up with your spirit and know that you do serve a God that can speak and move a mountain even when you can't. All right? Until then, God bless, and we'll see you.